begin with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk will take the roll.
Mr. Sextro.
Here.
Ms. McDaniel. Here. Mr. Putoff.
Here.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Here.
Mr. Albrecht.
Here.
Mr. Burke.
Mr. Burke is missing and excused tonight. Next, the minutes have been previously distributed. Is there any additions, corrections, or changes? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel. Yes. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Okay, now minutes are approved. Committee reports.
Mayor, started off January very strong. The records are accurate. Looks like it's the highest receipts, earnings tax receipts in recent history for January. So again, a very positive start. Tax receipts for the month exceeded last year by 48,000, almost 49,000. Total tax receipts were about 1.45 million. So for those who want to hear the real numbers, but again, a very good start to the year. The Gorman Farm, we've had some discussion, just to remind everybody that we'll be reviewing the land use plan with representatives from the farm so they can bring us up to speed on everything, and we'll be reviewing that in the upcoming months. They sent if anybody needs the information, they sent several different packets out. If you don't have those, that's what we'll be reviewing. Rec Center, 50 new pieces of pool furniture for the pool deck have been ordered and expected to be here before the pool season starts. Also, they're waiting on quotes to stain the 3 pergolas. Hopefully that'll be done also prior to the season. Snow Much Fun, 439 registered for the event, and 250 people actually watched it on Facebook. So I don't know how fireworks played out on Facebook, but there was a lot of interest there. Also, just for those who have kids in these age, recruiting kids for baseball for 2 of the teams, and for girls U8 softball. So if you have kids who might be interested in baseball or softball, please contact the rec center to see if there's still a need for that age group. And the service department, snow removal update. For the current season, we have used about 650 tons for the 7 events through this week. Hopefully, at the end of the snow season, we won't need any more. As soon as I say that, I know we will have snow. The chipper has finally been received and is in current service, so we've been waiting for that for quite a while. The service department is also currently advertising for a summer seasonal work. Plan to hire 3 to 4 for the summer to help with a lot of the outside maintenance and everything. The Shred Day, I know everybody looks forward to that. Shred Day is April 22nd. I know there was some mix-up on the dates. April 22nd, so start collecting all your recyclables. And lastly, I know there's a lot of interest in the pickleball courts. James, we received, after our last meeting, we received the bids, and we think we're going to have somebody to actually start the work this spring.
We have an ordinance tonight.
Okay. So that'll be good.
Any additions, corrections, or changes? If not, can we have police and fire?
Yes, we can. We're going to start out with the police report. And given some events recently in the village, I'm going to ask the chief to speak to that.
Good idea. Good idea.
Thank you. Mayor and Council, I wanted to update everybody. I know I spoke to you all last week in regards to to the shooting, the officer involved shooting up at Speedway. I want to give a few updates on that so everybody was aware. We learned several things about the incident that I think are appropriate to share before council. Some of those are, we did confirm that the subject did fire shots at Speedway prior to the officers arriving up there. There were discharged shotgun shells both in the lot of Speedway and in his vehicle, and witnesses testified that that he fired shots prior to the officer arriving. The officer, Sergeant Terhart, when he arrived, the subject did point the shotgun at him when Sergeant Terhart gave him the verbal commands to drop the gun. Rather than dropping the gun, he actually turned toward Sergeant Terhart with the gun, and it was at that point in time that Sergeant Terhart fired in self-defense, with most of those rounds striking the vehicle. And at least one of the witnesses reported that the suspect discharged his shotgun during the encounter with Sergeant Terhart. He does not recall that happening, but I wouldn't necessarily expect him to. And at least that part is the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation. They're going to review the audio from the body cam to see if they can find a distinct shotgun blast that's different from Sergeant Terhart's handgun rounds being fired. The good news is no officers were injured in the incident at all. The suspect, when he fled the scene, there was actually a very similar truck that was stopped by Evendale officers that turned out not to be the suspect, but a Sharonville officer was northbound on Reading Road in the area of Proclean when he saw the suspect vehicle going southbound on Reading Road with the barrel of the shotgun still pointed out the window. A chase ensued involving Sharonville, Lockland, and Amberley Village that went all the way to downtown Cincinnati, where the suspect crashed into a Metro bus down at Central Parkway and Race in downtown Cincinnati. During that apprehension of the suspect down there were no Evendale officers there, but there is a cruiser cam video from Amberley Village that I have seen. The suspect had originally started to comply with officers, but then, for whatever reason, changed his mind and went towards the shotgun on two separate occasions. One time reaching for the shotgun, got within about a foot of having his hand on it when officers on the scene there start deploying a pepper ball, less than lethal gun, which got him to back away, and he was eventually taken into custody with the aid of a police canine there at the scene. We are doing an internal administrative review of the entire incident that will look at all the officers' tactics that were involved that night, and we will look at that from a lessons learned perspective. We will look at it from the standpoint of, do we have to change anything with training? Do we have to change anything with policies? And even though that internal review is not complete, I have seen enough that I did remove Sergeant Terhart from paid administrative leave, which he was placed on at the time of the shooting, back to full duty effective this past Saturday was the effective date on that, but he actually returns to work tomorrow night. I believe at 8 p.m. tomorrow night is when he actually returns to work. The prosecutor's office on Monday released a statement that they believe that Sergeant Terhart acted appropriately and lawfully, and so the case will not be presented to the Hamilton County Grand Jury, and no charges will be filed against Sergeant Terhart. The suspect in the incident, he was indicted on 10 counts, including 2 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of failure to comply, 1 count of inducing panic, and 5 counts of aggravated menacing. That's sort of it on that. I'm going to go back to the Tokyo Foods, since that has all happened since the last council meeting. In that case, we have executed 2 search warrants that included 2 homes for the suspect, 2 vehicles belonging to the suspect, and 2 cell phones belonging to the suspect. And we found no ethnic, racial, or cultural motivation. I know many of you have seen the body cam video. There's clearly a mental health issue there, but I don't think it's a mental health issue that is going to preclude the prosecutor's office from being able to fully prosecute him. He may have mental health issues, but I don't think this is going to be a situation of criminal insanity. So we're continuing to work on that investigation with the prosecutor's office. And I know that there were some media reports shortly after the Tokyo Foods incident that where people were concerned whether there was an ethnic motivation to this. Some of the folks interviewed in those media reports, I have spoken with them directly, and I have explained our entire investigative process to them, and they are quite pleased with the police department. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be attending an event held by the Midwest Asian Chamber of Commerce this coming Saturday, where they're going to present me with some sort of recognition of the efforts of the Evendale Police Department to investigate that angle to these. And lastly, I will say, given all these incidents in a short period of time, I can tell you I'm immensely proud of the police department. They have done everything that we could possibly ask of them and more. I know the day of Sergeant Terhar's shooting, it happened at about 11:45 at night. So there's a few of us that either had not been to bed yet or had only been to bed for a brief time and were woken up with this and immediately came into work. And I think there was 3 or 4 members of the police department that ended up being awake for about 36 hours in a row, following through on all this and covering all of our bases. And I can't say how much I appreciate that, and it made me proud to be the chief of the department. And I can assure you that you have a very professional police department that served the village well during all this.
Any questions, comments?
I would just like to echo what the chief said. We're proud of the department as well and appreciate your efforts to continue to keep us informed as well as sharing all the appropriate information with the public. So thank you, and thank all the other officers as well.
Thank you. You may continue.
Thank you. Also on the police side, we just wanted to inform all council that flock license plate readers are being installed or have been installed. They were being installed within a week.
It's in process.
It's still in process, okay? And these will be able to integrate with cameras in other communities as well that are going to have these type of cameras, okay? Moving to the fire department, there will be a hiring committee meeting on February 27th. We will have 5 candidates to interview for 2 openings that we have for firefighters. Also would like to let council know that there are potentially some management openings that are going to occur early next year. And to address that, we're going to start the hiring process early in the summer to make sure that we have appropriate coverage if in fact we do have those openings. Okay. Also, the department is applying for a federal grant to get a compressor for to fill our tanks, and I think that's it for the fire department. Cultural arts had a really great January. Most of all of the programming was sold out, and details on upcoming programming, of course, can be found on the website. The call to artists for the Fine Arts Show has gone out. And the Bell Tower Arts Pavilion is completely booked for summer camp already. The Pottery Studio has been updated and is open for business now or soon? Now, okay. And some other updates physically to the Bell Tower, new retaining wall and driveway improvements have been done there. Building planning and zoning. Acres is coming to the Planning Commission regarding a new structure that they wanted to add to the facility to replace a temporary structure that is now in place. And there will be more discussion at the Planning Commission meeting about potential plans for the Arrow Hub site as well. There were 14 permits issued in January, mostly residential, and estimated construction costs are around $160,000 for that. Didn't yield a lot of revenue for us, but that was because they were mostly residential in nature. And the owner of the properties on Spartan Drive, where we've had issues in the past, has been notified of the violations. And that's a report.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Question. Hey, Carolyn or Chief and James, what's the key difference between the current cameras and the new cameras being installed at traffic lights?
The existing cameras that were located at several locations were somewhat modified to be license plate camera. They were also really intended, they don't focus quick enough when you had the front license plates. So most of them were coming towards the intersection. Now that Ohio's gotten rid of that law that you have to have a front license plate, the only one that is active is the rear. So although they've made improvements in that aspect of it, those cameras were only being able to be accessed internally by the village. The flock safety cameras are all cloud-based. This can be accessed not only by the standalone computers in the police department. They actually can be sent to the officers' phones and/or laptops in the vehicles. As Carolyn mentioned in the report, these can be linked with other communities. Blue Ash has 30-something. Sharonville's has plans for 17. Hamilton County, God, I think it's about 50 of them now. Mason, I mean, there's a number of them in the area. So the way these systems work is that even if you have partial plates, you have a description of the vehicle, even down to the point whether it has a roof rack, it has a window sticker, it has a bumper sticker. Those can be details so you can put into it, even if you might not have a license plate, and anytime one of these vehicles that meets that identification, it'll flag those during a certain period of time. Even if you have a partial number or letter of a license plate, those can be entered in and it will flag those throughout the system. So from the investigator standpoint, especially when you're doing theft or accident reconstructions, that somebody may have been in the vicinity. We've had a number of them. Well, the classic example at Cooper and Reading Road, that our traffic signal box got hit. We had a description of the vehicle. Unfortunately, there was no license plate to it, so although we suspect we found the vehicle, we haven't got an admission of that because other than just those few pictures, it's hard to really pin that down. But as these go through the different areas and as cars come into the village, we will have that record. These will be located, there's 14 of them will be installed as part of this process. So.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some of them are solar powered, so they are mounted on poles and unfortunately some residential yards. We've had a few calls about that. But we're trying to consolidate where we might have street signage in the same vicinity that they can all be utilizing one so we don't have proliferation of poles. The other ones will be hooked up on mast arms. They've gotten 3 of those done so far, or 4 of them done so far. They'll have the rest of them will be done next week, and then Brandon Asbrock, the electrician, will go through and actually hardwire those up. They actually have a little bit of a battery backup to them because Sean McKinney was able to access them yesterday after they installed them. So it was interesting that because we didn't realize they had power under that basis. So we're learning a little bit more about this all the time. It's been effective for the number of communities that have had them. I know Mason's had them for at least a year. Some other communities, and it has been very effective in being able to track down suspects or suspicious items. And so I think it will be a very effective tool for the police department.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Burglars, beware. Mr. Jeffers and myself and Councilman Burke had occasion a couple weeks ago to tour the new Duke Energy plant up on the hill on Glendale Milford Road. It's quite an interesting place up there. As one of the gentlemen from Duke said, he was coming down the hill and a lady stopped him and wanted to know when the condominiums were going to be available for viewing. They're quite extensive, and they do the job, and all kinds of safety measures have been put in place and they're actually run out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's an interesting stuff. In case you are concerned, the new streets that we're going to repair this year are on, they're about to be bid. We're about to go out to bid on those, am I correct? So anything that, we're trying to see that if the street gets further damaged because of winter and stuff like that, before we select the exact streets that are going to be out for bid. In case you're interested, and my wife was, the hillside that is now barren of trees over on the north of the complex. That's the location of our new building over there, which is, we're going to go out to bids pretty quick on that and try to get that done sometime this year. The gun range, I saw in the paper the other day where the city of Cincinnati said they were going to have a groundbreaking within a month or so. I'll believe that when I see it. But that's what they said they're going to do. We're about $21 million that has been raised so far. We're still about $7 million short of the total that they want for the gun range to be brought to fruition. But they said they're going to have a groundbreaking, and we'll see. Also, if you're interested, the problem of the food trucks are back. We've had a number of complaints about them, and we're going to be working on, and if you have any suggestions as to what we should do, we're going to be working on an ordinance, a new ordinance for food trucks. A lot of complaints from the village, and got a meeting this Thursday. Anybody that has any thoughts or ideas, they would certainly be welcome.
Chief, is there more than one food truck?
Yes, sir. There's a food truck at the gas station on south on Reading Road, and there's one west on Glendale Milford Road over at the other gas station. They're owned by brothers, I understand. But also understand that a number of our businesses use food trucks. For example, Kinetic Vision has a specific place for them and brings them in on occasion now and then. We can't just say no food trucks. The Recreation Department uses food trucks for some events over there, so we have to be a little judicious about how we do this. And some people want them banned entirely, and that's just not possible. It's just not possible.
What's the complaint? They just don't like,
They don't like
that they're sitting there?
They think they're ugly. They think they're ugly.
Doesn't matter what time of day, they're ugly? That's the
Well,
complaint?
as I understand, they can come in the morning, stay all day till about 8 or 9 o'clock, and then they have to leave and then come back the next day. I don't know whether they're leaving or not. They supposedly, the one on South Reading Road was going to relocate to someplace else, but then that fell through, and so it's back south on
There
Reading
was
Road.
parking behind the building for a short period of time, but now it's...
Is that what they were doing?
Well, and then they were moving it down and parking in the car wash on Reading Road in Evendale. So they were moving from one location in Evendale to another right along Reading Road.
Yeah. So I think we have to come up with some thoughts and ideas of what to do with them.
Food's good, I'm just...
Please?
The food is very good.
That's what I understand, and that's what other people are saying to us. They like them. So we're caught in a conundrum in the situation. That's about what I have. Anybody else have anything? Okay, let's go. Oh, yes, the March meeting, is not the first Tuesday, or the second Tuesday, it's the third Tuesday. Somebody wants to take a vacation.
Who might that be?
I don't know, somebody around here,
And committee is the second Tuesday.
please?
Our committees are the second Tuesday.
Yeah. So let's go to the ordinances. The first ordinance is ordinance 22-98. Because we are not able to reveal who is the interested party for Lot 4, we would like to table that ordinance to another time. Now, I suspect that may require a special meeting because we're under a gun to, it looks like, from the company to get this done by 18 months. So we'll probably have to contact you on that. However, Mr. Elmer tells me that our electric aggregation company has supposedly found somebody, but we want to know who, what, when, where, and why before we pass an ordinance on it. And that would require a special ordinance also. And because I'm leaving town on the 6th of March, we'll just have to see. The vice mayor may have to have the special council meeting during that interim time. So, may I have a motion to lay it on the table, I guess?
Suspend it. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll go to ordinance 23-11, and I'd like a motion to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
An ordinance approving an additional appropriation in the Gorman Heritage Farm funds and declaring it as an emergency. This is so we can accept funds from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, which have to come to the village and can't come directly to the Gorman Heritage Farm. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-11 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 23-06, and I'd like to read it by title only, please.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor to hire Gabrielle Murray as a part-time child care attendant for the Recreation Department and declaring it as an emergency. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel. Ms.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Now may I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-06 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 23-07. I need a motion to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff. Ms.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to hire Kayla Rogan as a part-time child care attendant for the Recreation Department and declaring it as an emergency. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-07 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 23-08. I'd like permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
An ordinance making appointments to various boards and commissions in Village of Evendale and declaring it as an emergency. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Now may I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Now a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-08 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 23-09. I'd like permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation to acquire property along Interstate 75 and declaring it as an emergency. This is the former Cloverleaf over by Lincoln Heights that we're seeking to acquire. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-09 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 23-10. I'd like permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing mayor to enter into contract with the lowest and best bidder for the pickleball courts improvement projects and declaring it as an emergency. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Now may I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel. Ms.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Now may I have a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Ms.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-10 adopted as an emergency. Just to give you an idea of the popularity of these, I think Ms. Ross told me today that there's somebody converting the U.S. playing card facility in Norwood to 21 indoor and
Something like
outdoor pickleball courts.
Aces,
Please,
aces. It's called aces.
Aces. That's how popular they are. Now, Down in Florida, a lot of people complain about the noise. If you're near a pickleball court, it will make a lot of noise. I don't think ours will be a problem. Any other business to come before the council tonight? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Council stands adjourned.